Let's take on this inspiring journey that reveals how every challenge is a stepping stone to greater strength. Stay tuned till the end to find out the lessons of perseverance that will empower you to rise above the obstacles in your own life. In the heart of a lush valley, a quaint village lay cradled by the arms of a towering mountain. Here, life moved at the pace of the seasons, each day unfolding like the petals of the mountain flowers. At the village's edge, where the forest whispered secrets through leaves, stood a modest temple. This was the abode of an old monk, revered not just for his age, but for his profound serenity and wisdom. It was to this peaceful setting that a young villager came, his steps hesitant, his heart burdened. Life's relentless challenges had worn him down, each day a mountain in itself. Desperate for guidance, he sought the monk, hoping to find solace and wisdom. With a heavy heart, the young villager approached the wise monk, seeking guidance amidst the whispers of ancient trees. The monk's eyes, reflecting deep knowledge, met the young man's troubled gaze. In a voice as serene as the brook that ran by the temple, he said, "This mountain, like your life, is a journey of many steps. Let us climb it together and discover the lessons it holds." His calm was the stark contrast to the villager's palpable anxiety, yet it offered a silent promise of enlightenment. With a solemn nod, the young villager agreed, stepping onto the rugged path that wound up the mountain. As they ascended, each step tested the young villager's resolve. The path up the mountain was unforgiving, steep, tangled with roots and strewn with loose stones that shifted treacherously underfoot. With every laborious step, the young man's breath grew heavier. His legs burned with exertion and his heart pounded against his chest like a drum in the quiet of the mountain air. Beside him, the old monk moved with an unexpected grace. His steps, though deliberate, seemed to barely disturb the earth. He climbed with the ease of one who has traversed much tougher paths, both physical and metaphorical, throughout his life. His calmness in the face of the arduous climb was a silent testament to his mastery over the life's challenges that now bewildered the younger man. Around them, the landscape changed subtly as they climbed higher. The air grew cooler and the scent of pine filled their nostrils. Far below, the village was slowly shrinking out of view, becoming a patchwork of tiny fields and houses nestled at the mountain's base. The young villager, despite his struggles, couldn't help but notice the beauty that surrounded them, a stark contrast to the inner turmoil he felt. Each step seemed to demand more from him than he thought he had to give. His muscles ached, his knees felt weak, and his resolve wavered. Breathless and weary, the young man confessed, "Master, I am too tired to go on. This mountain is too much for me." The monk gestured to a rock, inviting the young man to sit and rest. As they settled, the monk's gaze swept across the vast panorama stretching below them. The village, once their whole world, now appeared as a mere speck amidst the sprawling landscape. "See how small our village looks from up here," the monk began, his voice calm and reflective. "Yet from this height, we can appreciate its place in the larger world. Each step we take up this mountain offers a new perspective, just as every challenge in life teaches us something new." The young man looked out, his eyes tracing the winding paths and the rivers that cut through the valley. It was a view he could not have imagined from the ground, a scene of intertwined elements, each contributing to the whole. "Your struggles," the monk continued, "are like these paths and rivers. They may seem arduous up close, but from afar they weave into the fabric of your journey, adding depth and beauty to your life." Revitalized by the monk's wisdom, the young man stood, his eyes now open to the beauty each step revealed. With renewed spirit, the young man resumed his climb, each step lighter than the last. As they ascended higher, the mountain's environment transformed dramatically. The air grew crisper, filled with the scent of pine and the distant echo of mountain streams. Sunlight filtered through the high canopy, casting a pattern of light and shadow that danced on the trail ahead. The young man's senses sharpened with the altitude. The rough texture of the rocks, once mere obstacles, now felt like the contours of a map, guiding him forward. Each breath he took was a blend of cold air and earthy aromas, invigorating and pure. Birds, unseen but resonant, filled the silence with their melodious calls, each note a reminder of the life thriving at this altitude. The chill in the air didn't deter him. Instead, it served as a crisp reminder of the heights he was achieving. As the summit neared, the young man's heart swelled with a mix of anticipation and enlightenment. Atop the mountain, the land stretched infinitely before them. The young man, overwhelmed by the vastness and beauty, turned to the monk, his eyes wide with revelation. "Master," he began, his voice brimming with gratitude, "thank you. This journey, each arduous step, has unfolded a new layer of understanding within me." The monk, his gaze serene and steady, nodded slowly. "Life," he spoke softly, "is much like this mountain. Each step you take is a moment of learning, a chance to grow stronger and wiser. The challenges you face, the fatigue you feel, are not signs of failure, but markers of your evolving spirit." He paused, allowing the wind to carry his words further into the young man's soul. "Remember, the summit is not the end of your journey, but a point along a greater path. Every descent, every flat stretch, and every new peak is a continuation of your learning." Gazing into the horizon, the young villager felt a profound shift within, a clarity that would guide him through life's ups and downs. With the peak behind them, the descent began. But the young villager no longer saw the path as just a series of obstacles. Now, each step down the mountain felt lighter, infused with the clarity of his new understanding. The rocks and roots he once cursed as stumbling blocks, he now regarded as integral parts of the journey, each one a testament to his resilience and growth. As they made their way back towards the village, the young man's mind replayed the lessons learned with every step. The challenges that once seemed insurmountable were now viewed as opportunities to evolve, to strengthen his spirit and expand his horizons. The path didn't change, but his perception of it had transformed profoundly. With each downward step, the weight of past burdens lifted, replaced by a buoyant sense of possibility. He realized that the true journey was not conquering the mountain, but mastering oneself through the ascent and alike. As the temple came into view among the ancient trees, the young man stepped forward, not just towards the village, but towards a life viewed through the lens of wisdom and hope. And so, dear readers, let this story remind you, the path to your goals may be steep and rugged, but each step a unique lesson in strength, hope, and perseverance. Embrace your journey, for it is uniquely yours. Thank you for watching. If this story has touched your heart, please like, subscribe, and share it with others. Have a great day out there.